With 29 feature-length 3D animation movies and over $17 billion in revenue in 30 years, Pixar is one of the best motion picture studios in the world. They have made Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Inside Out, and many other critically acclaimed box office hits. Along with Star Wars and Marvel, they were one of the golden geese of Disney. However, especially after COVID, it looks like the carrot of the eggs has started to fall. Although Inside Out 2 was the highest-grossing movie worldwide of 2024, Onward, Soul, Luca, Turning Red, Lightyear, and Elemental are all box office disappointments. Lastly, Elio opened with a $21 million weekend, which is the lowest revenue in Pixar history. But what happened to cause all these series of flops? Did Pixar lose its magic? This is a highly debated topic, and many YouTube videos identify the problems with the latest Pixar movies, suggest solutions, and offer a box office prescription for Pixar executives. According to these videos, one of the main problems with Pixar is the production of unnecessary sequels. They have made new movies for perfectly completed stories, instead of making a film with an original idea. Also, animation quality and aesthetics of the newest movies are highly criticized. Spending hundreds of millions of dollars on the digital 3D models that move along for 2 hours long does not necessarily make them look great. Moreover, there is Disney Plus now. Why does Daddy bring the children to the cinema and spend $100 to see Elio, while he can play Coco on the iPad? Lastly, Pixar is no longer the only sheriff in the 3D animation town. There are also other great studios and films. Customers have other options to choose from. Therefore, for all these reasons, recent films of Pixar flopped. Case solved. End of the story. Do these explanations really work? I don't think so. First, no Pixar sequel has flopped at the box office. Sequels are the cheat code for the current movie market. Personally, I do not prefer them either. Nonetheless, it is a fact. For the quality case, Pixar still makes great movies. Not according to me, according to the metrics. All of Pixar's films get at least an A- cinema score. That is unbelievable, by the way. And all the last films get an A score. It is true that recent films get less appreciation from film critics than previous Pixar installments, yet they still have a good score. It is also true that the streaming industry poses threatening challenges to movie theaters. However, some movies are still making billions on the theatrical run. For instance, Inside Out 2, a Pixar movie that is available on Disney Plus. Also, a similar defense can be done for the rivalry reason. Pixar movies can get the highest number of theaters in the summer season. And some of their movies can pack the theater with the audience, while some recent ones couldn't. If I think these reasons are not valid, what are the causes of these flops? Then, to clarify, I never said that these reasons are not valid. I just think that these reasons are not enough to explain Pixar's recent box office performance exactly. In my opinion, there are deeper, more inevitable reasons behind these flops. The first reason is the aging population. Since the US's demography is relatively healthy for developed countries, and problems in aging arise decades later than the causes, it is harder for me to support this idea with domestic box office results. But if I show you Pixar's box office results in Japan, you can understand clearly. In 1995, Toy Story made over $100 million in Japan. In 2023, Elemental got only $18.5 million. It can be expected, as Elemental did not do great in the US either. Let's see 2024's Inside Out 2. It made around only $34 million. It dropped over 60%, while the domestic gross is nearly fourfold. Of course, the numbers are unadjusted for inflation and deflation in Japan's case, but it clearly makes the point. From these results, can you guess Toy Story 4's performance in Japan? It made over $92 million. You may think that it contradicts my whole theory, yet it actually supports it. Let me explain. Consider a 30-year-old Japanese. There is no way to convince him to buy a ticket for the Fire Girl, Water Boy love story movie. But when the first Toy Story came out, he was a child. He probably pre-ordered Toy Story 4. By the way, please do not make the age math. You got the idea. The other main reason is that it's much more difficult to pull people to theaters nowadays. You can say that, I thought you said that streaming was not effective, mate. You are right, but let me explain. First, it is not just streaming. People have a lot more entertainment options than in the 90s and millennials. So, you need to give clear reasons to the customer to go see the movie. Consider Warner Brothers' last two hits, Barbie and Minecraft. Although Barbie has a great critic score, these two films are comparable to the latest Pixar flops in terms of quality, streaming, or other things that why Pixar films flops. Yet, these two became massive hits.
Why?
Because it is highly clear to these movies' audiences why they should see the movie. You can say marketing, that's a fair point. But let's face it, these two movies are much easier to market than Pixar movies. Do I have a suggestion too? Yes, of course. Make more sequels, target more adult audiences, and make more event, must-see films regardless of the movie's quality, like sequels. That is it. My nonsense ideas run out. You can consider subscribing.